What up? I don't want to start it that way.
Jessica, you are being nervous right now, and I'm going to kill you.
This is my energy. This is my energy
What's
all the
the
time.
blurb? I'll say it.
No. Hi, I'm Jess.
Hello, I'm Alice.
This is the first episode of our new podcast, Two Birds, One Brain, where we start with a random topic and try to stick to it.
We are already off to a rough start.
There will be tangents. There will be nonsense. There may or may not be fully completed thoughts. We can't guarantee anything.
I concur.
At the very least, we'll entertain ourselves. And hopefully we'll entertain you with our chaos as well.
Oh, Lord.
Shush.
Wow, Jessica, it's so great to have you here today. I'm so glad you could join me.
I love you so much. You're acting like I brought you. I don't even know.
Oh my gosh. Jessica, would you like to introduce our topic for the crowd, or would you like me to do it?
I did the little intro blurby blurb.
You got it.
So
All right, I'm on top of it. So one of the things that Jessica and I, both as currently unemployed individuals, I start a new job next week, but currently unemployed.
And I quit my job a year ago, and over that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes, indeed. We are currently unemployed. We wanted to investigate jobs that we would like to do. Now, granted, when we gave each other this prompt, we both did not understand the assignment. So I wrote down 5 real world jobs, and Jessica initially wrote down 5 fantasy world jobs.
No. That's not exactly what happened.
Close enough.
I asked what kind of jobs are we going for, because I wrote down mundane, normal ones, like ones we could do at first. And then you were like, no, I'm going out into the realm of anything. And then I was like, okay, crazy shit. Here we go.
I didn't clarify well enough. So we have
issues.
2 categories of jobs that we both would want to do. So I hope that you enjoy this, because these categories are a little wonky, but it's fine.
Well,
it's fine.
Yeah, we can start with the more normal ones and then get more unhinged and just fantasy jobs as we go. While I was noodling on the subject, like catfish, looking for thoughts.
Like Davy Jones searching for keys in the dark, noodling.
I discovered 3 categories that came up. One of them, like we said, was just fantasy, not real jobs, nothing that's ever going to be real. But I also figured out it's there were 2 types of jobs that distinguish themselves for me. And that was there are 2 wolves inside of me. One is the cozy, happy, bubbly, housewifey type of cottage, nice job. And the other one is transient gremlin, living off the grid, doing weird shit. So we have both for me, at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't say that my categories agree, but go off, Queen. I'm proud of you.
I didn't expect me to be the weirdest one in here today out of the 2 of us.
We'll see what happens.
All right. Do you want to go first then, so that I can judge which one I'm going to say based on
what I've
ones,
said?
I guess.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to start within the incredibly close realm of reality of I could probably do this job if I had the training, reasonable amount of training, So one of the things I did discover and love very much is the beautiful job of voice acting. I freaking love voice acting.
I have that written.
And I know that you know that.
Yeah, I have that written too, but it's under my chaotic
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah. See, the thing is that I genuinely feel like I could do it if I was just given a chance. And how many times have we watched a movie together and I've made us pause so I can backtrack to the voice actor from another thing that I've seen
so
them
many
in?
times.
I do it all the time. That is my quirky little superpower that I have in my brain, is that if I hear someone's voice, I can usually connect it back to what I've heard them in before.
Yeah.
But what's worse is that they hire voice actors to sound like other voice actors. So then it's is it that person or is it their voice double? And that's where things get a little shady.
Well, see, I'm good at picking that out.
I digress.
Not with voice actors, but with real actor voices, like a normal voice. I'm I know who the fuck that is. But it is funny.
Yeah.
I also have voice actors written down, but it's underneath my chaotic wolf part of me, because I want what Alan Tudyk has, okay? I want to voice a random animal, something nonverbal.
It's like a chicken.
Yeah, just a noise. Or also, again, I just played through all of Cult of the Lamb. All the voices in that, the blah, 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 not real words.
Yeah.
Or
like Simlish.
yeah, or NPC backgrounds. Like in Fable, they always say "chicken chaser." Do you chase chickens? And like, I would love to be that person.
Just like throwaway audio.
Yes, please.
I agree. That would be incredible.
I don't need
just to be like
a main character.
Farmer number 5 or something.
Yes.
That's what I want to be.
I don't want to be a main character. I don't want to have to do that much work.
Yeah.
Let me be the unhinged background character, please.
Yeah. Let me be the one that as you're walking through the game, you hear it and you're like, oh my God, you've spoken 12 times to me already and I'm sick of hearing your voice.
I want to be the one that sticks around with you years later. There was a video game that I cannot remember the title of that my best friend and I in high school played on PS2. And there was a scientist, like, in that game, and when you attacked him, he said, "Stop, I have delicate shins." And I will remember that forever.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Uh-huh.
Delicate
So
shins.
still, one of my normal ones, but that's the chaotic side of me that wants that job.
Okay.
Yeah, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let me take it up a tier for
Okay.
you then. My next job that I feel like I could reasonably do in reality with a little bit of training is being a muppeteer.
Why do we have the same fucking shit written down?
Because we are the same person on the inside.
No, and again, that's under my chaotic one, though, still. Well, not chaotic, but more like it's just weird. It's niche. I feel like it's not very settled, necessarily, you know? Like, it doesn't feel stable, but it would be fucking fun. But yeah, I have that also. Jim Henson, puppeteer, creator.
So I am a chaos gremlin.
Yeah, this is
So it
true.
checks out that I would pick chaotic things. I just have an unhinged love of the Muppets. Anyone
Same.
who's ever seen my Twitter feed, been on streams, I have Muppets-themed things galore. I love the Muppets. Muppets Treasure Island is one of the greatest films ever made.
Uh-huh. We will continue asking for Pride and Prejudice Muppets until the day we die.
Yes, I agree. I also, just like, the art of being a Muppeteer is incredible. You can't just do that. Like, people are like,
true.
oh, it's the Muppets. You're just controlling a little puppet. No, it's so much more than that. You have to give life to something that is so believable. The performance has to be so believable. Children think it's real. Mm-hmm. Like, they can physically see the performer laying underneath the tables, and they will still talk to Elmo like he is real. And I freaking love that shit. It's incredible.
Makes me so happy. Yeah, no, same vibe. Creating something out of nothing. It's nostalgia and, like, imagination in a job. It just seems so rewarding.
The thing is that we're both theater kids, so, like, we both have this desire to perform, and I don't necessarily need to be main character performer. And that's why I like the Muppets, because it's like, I'm not the performer that you're seeing. You are seeing the art that I'm producing.
Yes,
and
I like that.
I just really appreciate Muppeteers. That's all I'm saying. Big Bird, go off, King.
It's grueling work for them, though, too.
Oh, yeah.
But it is also, it's a hand skill. It's something that takes a lot of practice and a lot of time to master. But God, when they do, it's just...
Nothing but respect for Frank Oz.
Swedish chef's kiss.
I want you to know when I watched Knives Out for the first time, and I finished it, and then they saw the credits roll, and Logan and I are both like, Frank Oz was in this movie? What are you talking about?
I had no idea.
And he was like, Frank Oz? I was like, yes, Logan, you know who Frank Oz is. And I went back and we actually found the footage, like, backed it up in the movie he's like the counselor or whatever.
Oh.
And I sat there and watched for a second. I was like, oh my God, that is Frank Oz. And I was wigging out because I've never seen his face. I've only ever seen him, like, perform with the Muppets / he did Yoda, right? He's Yoda.
Yeah, I think so. I'd have to look it up for sure, but...
Yeah, so I was just like, that's going to be super embarrassing because I love Star Wars and people know that, and I can't nail that fact down.
We can cut that if we have to. Don't yell at us.
Listen, it's the ADHD. I can't keep everything in there all the time.
We prepped minimally for this. You know what? We're here, but barely.
Yeah, I think that's fair. It's fine.
Stream of consciousness.
Yay!
Yay!
Anyway, Muppeteers. You guys, what a fun job. And I have a friend who is still acting in Atlanta, and she actually interned with the Center of Puppetry Arts. And that seemed really cool. I was really proud of her. I don't know if she was proud of it, but I was.
That's the kind of stuff where I look back on my life and I'm like, again, you don't necessarily know, like, how much you have to prepare for jobs, like, until you are an adult. And you're like, look at this cool stuff I could have done. if I went into this niche field. Like,
yeah, there was so much. The way that my life was structured, I was going to be a biologist just because of the way my parents pushed for it.
Same.
What I actually do enjoy studying, but also like the general societal push for everyone to go to college. Like, I couldn't have gotten away with not doing something like that.
Well, and also go for a normal, like, I don't want to say money making because neither of us went into our fields for money making, but still. You know, like my parents probably, my dad might have been okay with it, but would not have been like, yes, sure, if I said I wanted to go for like puppeteering or something. My dad would have been like, yeah, sure, but my mom would have been like, are you fucking kidding me? Jessica.
So here's the deal, Jessica. I did audition for dance in college, and I did make it into dance school in college, but because my parents didn't support it, I quit. So I was on that path, but because my parents were like, is this really what you want to do for the rest of your life? I was like, I guess not, and pursued biology instead.
Well, that's like partly, and I know we talked about this on our own time as well, but like similar for me, because in high school with a lot of stuff, extracurriculars, you have to choose that stuff so early, because I was doing theater as well, but then it was like, oh, you have soccer practice every day after school, but also you can't do that at the same time if you want to do theater, because theater practice is every day after school, so you have to choose. And that really sucks.
Well, and when I was dancing in high school, I was dancing independent from my school. I was at a separate studio. So I would do dance 4 days a week. I had musical rehearsals several days a week. And I also managed the soccer team during the fall. I tried to be on the dive team during the winter and was like, there's way too much on my plate. I cannot do this. But yeah, I've spent a lot of time in the theater, and it generally sucks when you become an adult. And the only way to stay in the performing arts is to either do what we do right now, which is stream on Twitch, be a YouTuber, content creator, or it's to go to a local theater
community
and get involved there.
Which I want to go back and do. I miss it so much.
And like I don't even know where to start where I live currently because there's so many opportunities, but those are for people who have put a lot more time and effort in than I have. And I'm like, can I just help do quick changes backstage? Like, I will help do anything. I just want to be involved again.
Even tech is an option. You know, look at this. We already went
Tech Week. You said tech, and I'm Tech Week.
We already almost went on so many tangents just now. We lost it for a second.
No, we didn't. We're fine. I want to be involved in theater again. That is a job I want.
Oh, well, yeah, I have like Broadway musicals as one of the ones I wrote down. I feel like we discussed that enough.
Jessica, I would pay so much money to see you in a Broadway musical.
I
would put down $1,000 to get a fucking top row seat.
It's
in the back of the theater to watch you on Broadway.
It's been so long. I don't even know if I could remember the lines anymore. You know, like I haven't tested my brain like that in a long period of time.
Oh yeah, dude. Sometimes I have nightmares where I'm on stage and don't know the choreography.
Ooh.
Even though I don't dance anymore, but that's what happens is I'm waking up on stage not knowing the choreography, because that has happened to me. I do have a distinct memory of when we did Alice in Wonderland, the ballet. It was the beginning of the ballet, and I was the only person on stage, and the music started playing, and I blanked. I mean, wholeheartedly forgot what I was supposed to do. And I was just like, okay, I guess I'm just going to balance until I remember what I'm supposed to be doing. And I finally got back on it and got back to work and was good to go. But when I finally got off stage, my instructor came over to me. She's like, I was ready to kill you.
What happened?
Because I couldn't figure out what you were doing because it wasn't the choreography. And I was like, I literally had no idea what I was doing. I was blanked. My body took over because my brain was not involved.
All right. You know, during this, I wrote down so that we can talk about this topic another time, because I have things to say too, but like embarrassing stage moments and or theater stories. Future topic.
Oh, we could do a 3-hour podcast on that alone.
You know I got that.
That's like a special.
There's a tease for anybody who's listening right now. This is going to be a future topic.
Yeah.
We could talk about this for days. Even like zoo education moments, because that's a performance. It counts.
That's true.
We got so many.
Would you like to offer a job to the Circle Sacrifice?
Yes. That's what I was going to say. Let me put down one of my normal ones, since we just talked about, again, your normal ones, which were two of my chaotic ones. But again, still like a part of me that I would like to do, yes. But this is different. So these are ones that I feel like are very, they're whimsical in a different way. It's the light, like idealistic life kind of way. But like And this is a skill I wish I had. I wish I had gardening skills and I could be a horticulturist in a botanical garden, in a museum or something somewhere, just spending my day like clipping plants and watering things. And there's butterflies and ladybugs. And God, that'd be nice. Smell kind of like dirt.
So is that category of jobs if I didn't live in a capitalist hellscape, this is the job I would have?
Kind of, yes.
Okay, cool. I haven't
had a cope in a capitalist hellscape and do a job that is still, that's still a touristy thing if it's a botanical garden. But God damn it, it's
if money
delightful.
Wasn't the limiting factor for me, dude, there's so many things I want to do.
For me, that's that I can't keep a goddamn plant alive. But
that's fair.
I don't have that skill.
Listen, under that category, I have flavor development tech. This is a real job.
No, and that's cool.
I don't know how to get it. I don't know who does it. I just know that it's out there. Because I saw it one day on like a Pepsi job board or something. Mm-hmm. And it's like the people who help design the tastes of drinks or like snack powders and things like that. Like that job is out there. There is an entire laboratory somewhere in this city. That's all they do. They develop flavors for companies to then market and put out.
Which is so weird. I also have a similar, we're not going to talk about it yet because it's under the fantasy jobs, but a similar job for fantasies with taste.
Yeah. It's the Willy Wonka-ness of it all. Like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would love to be like, oh, Alice, what do you do now that you've left your hometown? I'd be like, oh, I am a flavor development tech. I help create the flavors of Pepsi. Bro, that's such a great flex. Mm-hmm. I look at these jobs as a way to like flex on the people who never left my hometown because fuck those people. Except for my best friend, she's still there. It's not her fault. The rest of them, they know who they are.
These are not capitalist jobs. These are unique. This is not office.
This is I want to flex on the people who couldn't get out of my hometown because they're lame losers.
Yep, it's true.
Because I'm a lame loser.
But we're different. We're cool lame losers.
Yeah, that's what we call ourselves. People who stream on the internet and make codpasts.
How about you?
We make codpasts.
Oh my gosh.
I need you to go next. I'm starting to lose it already.
Okay. I'm going to go into my other, I feel like the chaotic ones are more fun and you'll understand these as well. So I wrote down just which is the coolest thing, but I think I'd have to be in the military to do it in the UK, but it's to be the Tower of London Raven Master. The person who takes care of the ravens that live at the Tower of London.
That's a job?
It is. It's a job. But the guy, it's like a retired major, like in the whatever military they have.
That is incredible. That's like being the person who trains the actual seals and dolphins for the Navy SEALs.
But it's like different though, because I don't know. I think it's only the one guy is like the Raven Master. There's a group of, has to be at least 6 because there's a superstition that if the ravens leave or die, then the crown will fall and Britain will fall with it. So there's a superstition behind it. It's got some creepy, neat factor. And there's a group of 9 ravens right now that like, I think they're hand reared. So they're bonded heavily to this one person and they can explore the grounds. They come back. Yeah, you're God,
that's the dream.
Friend of crows. And you get paid. I think he gets paid for it. I don't know, actually.
Bro, that is the dream.
That's it. Yeah.
Dude, literally screw all the other jobs I've said. That's what I want to do. You're right. That's the job. And you know what? I have more claim to English blood than you do, so I'm going, sister.
How dare you? I have the experience, all right? Bird keeper for 11 years. Let's go. I will push you down a flight of stairs for that job.
Oh.
I will take your identity.
I'll let you. I'll let you push me down a flight of stairs.
To be the Tower of London Raven
But are
Master.
you willing to break your legs to be shorter? That's the bigger question. Are you
man.
About to Gattaca this? Are you willing to let
Anything.
your bones change?
I've broken my ankle once before. Let's take the screws out and maybe I can I can fix it.
Oh, Lord, she's losing it. She's losing it. Listen. My
cool.
Let me just list my last 2 because I have a feeling you're about to descend into madness. I can feel
Well, I
it.
still have some normal ones that I can mention.
No, you're about to descend into madness. Let me just get these last 2 off the pocket, okay?
Come with me.
I have Candy Maker, but that's purely because
Okay.
for the last 2 weeks on TikTok, I have been watching people who handcraft candies. And not like the people who sit and watch machines make them all day. People who genuinely sit and like knead sugar rolls until they turn into cute little faces or little symbols, and they cut them up. I fucking love that stuff.
I have baker written as one of my like goodie ones.
Yeah, just like any kind of like maker.
Sweet treats. Ugh. And I love bread.
Yeah. Cake decorator. Oh, I love that shit.
We haven't watched it yet, but the movie Waitress making her pies seem like so delightful and dreamlike, and I love it. Weird flavors.
That's like the one thing I picked up while I worked at Disney, is that I was always jealous of the people who worked in the confectionery. Now, I understand that the job did suck, and I understand that it's like hot and laborious work, but when I worked at Dairy Queen, the most fun I had working there was making the dilly bars, where you do the stick and you do the little blob and the little swirl and then you dunk them. It's so fun. It is so fun, and then you put them on the tray and then you stick them in the freezer. That job was incredible. I could make dilly bars for hours. It is so fun.
So I do love baking. I don't, like, I feel like I could do it also if I practiced and learned, because I can bake okay. I can follow a recipe, but, you know. I am, however, scared and always nervous to, like, mix around things and test it. It's so trial and error to be like, will this work? Nope, I just wasted a bunch of dough.
I'm too poor to do experimental cooking.
Yes. Yeah. We don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
It's true.
Okay,
what's your next one?
So my last one in standard reality, but also slightly sprinkle of fantasy, and it'll make sense.
Give it to me.
A museum security guard.
Because I know where you're going with this.
Now, listen, I will confess, I love the Night at the Museum movies. Yes, that is linked to this answer. But I do think I genuinely would like being a security guard for a museum, because A, I get to look at all the exhibits. I'm not required to talk to guests, which makes talking to them more fun instead of stressful, you know? Like, being in education at the zoo is like, you have to engage with every single person you see. It sucks.
Something we've both done.
Yeah, and like come up and be like, oh yeah, I'm just a guard. Like I get to spend all my time here, and there's like galas and things like that. So like cool things happen while you're there. And, you know, for the rest of the night, you sit in an empty building. You know, whatever. I've done that. I can tell you aquariums at night are terrifying. So what's the difference? You know?
I've been there too.
And I just think it would be fun.
Yes, there is also a level for me, I guess, of the potential to have to confront people who were, again, doing shady or just annoying shit. Like, just back up from, don't touch the art. Don't be an asshole that's still having to, like, police people.
But that's the best part to me, though, is that I have that urge to say that in public where I'm like, just like a common pedestrian, and I'm like, don't fucking touch that.
Yeah.
So if you have the badge on, it's like, man, please don't touch. Thank you.
There was a time when I worked in education and we had a Titanic like exhibit come through where I worked, and there was this one big Titanic like sculpture that nobody was supposed to touch. I accidentally made a little girl cry. Was I kind of happy about it? Yes. Because she didn't see me. I was in the shadows, and I was like, don't touch that, and I scared the crap out of her.
Well, don't touch it. It's a museum. You're not supposed to touch stuff.
No touchy.
To be fair, I do like museums where they let you touch stuff. That shit's great.
Oh, hell yeah.
Those are the best. I love going to children's museums. That's all they are. Just touch stuff museum.
Yeah, I would love, and this is something I did discuss with my mother when talking about, oh, you should get a job. What do you want to do? And I was like, yeah, I would love to work at a museum, but I don't want to be a docent. I don't want to do education anymore.
Yeah. I did work at a museum. I did like that job. I did genuinely like my job at the museum. It's just that I wanted to go work at the aquarium, so I left. But
yeah. And then it's to do the behind the scenes stuff. It's like you need to have research stuff and PhDs and again, things that I did not plan for. Do we want to do one more like chaotic job for me and then go into fantasy?
Jessica, whatever you want to do. I'm just here to have a lovely discussion with you.
Thank you. This is lovely. Yeah, because we went through like all mine. The only other one I have written down is under the chaotic transient gremlin side of my heart, which is being a roadie.
Like following around a band?
Yes.
Which band?
Rock band, any band.
Pick
I don't care. Green Day.
Okay, not bad.
There you go. I would do it. Because also, I wrote down some things. Again, you're not tied down to the system. Alcohol, rock and roll, parties. This is the crazy side. But also, there's organization, okay? Because you got to keep all your cords and your wires rolled up nice and tight. As people who have worked in aquariums.
To be a tech?
Yeah, to be a roadie is a tech. Also, they set up and take down. They put up and tear down.
That.
Yeah, so it's like doing a little bit of techie stuff with theater also, because you're taping on the stage.
Yeah.
You're attaching all the equipment.
Oh, you know what? My best friend was a roadie for car shows.
I mean, that's, similar.
That was her job. She literally set up all of the stuff for, like, car auctions that they would, like, televise. Yeah, that was her job. She's been all over the country.
That's cool. That's also what I wrote down for that. We're traveling. But I know both as people who have worked with water and stuff in zoo settings, like, I love a perfectly rolled, like, water hose. I can roll a water hose like nobody's business. Mm-hmm. I also very much enjoy untangling necklaces and headphones. So I feel like as a idle activity.
Oh, it's incredible. That's my favorite thing is when I got to high school, because I didn't go to public school, so I went to high school. Mm-hmm. And I would talk to the other girls, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I had this necklace, but it got all screwed up." And I was like, "Bring it tomorrow." They're like, "What?" I'm like, "Bring it tomorrow." And I would literally get it from them at the beginning of the day and just spend all 8 hours in school. The entire time I was in school, I would just untangle it all day. Usually I would get it done by lunch, and then I would give it back to them. Like, my weird kid superpower.
I would purposefully tangle my necklaces so I could untangle them to have something to fidget with.
The tinier the chain.
Yes. I have one still perfect teeny tiny chain. It's actually tangled right now, and I've been saving it. I'm waiting for when I need it.
This is psychotic behavior.
I know. This is why this is on that side of the list.
Listen, it's so good,
That's
though.
why.
It literally is incredible. I also really love to watch TikToks of electricians putting in cables and, like, doing those absolutely beautiful cable managements. Oh, yeah. I love it.
Uh-huh. Exactly. See? You get it.
It's incredible. It is a 10 out of 10 experience.
Hell yeah. Look at that. We've made it through almost like 30 minutes with talking about normal jobs before we even delve too much into just unhinged non-reality.
You didn't even let me fully tangent on any of them.
I didn't. This is what we're trying to do a little bit. You said you wanted nice, kind of shorter episodes.
Listen, I'll derail anything for the sake of getting me to talk about what the fuck I want to talk about.
That's our superpower. I held you in. I reined you in, bitch.
It's disrespectful. All right. We're about to get really unhinged. I hope you're ready for this. You have some wacky ones on this list. I know you do.
I'm excited. I wrote down 4. You said you have 5. Yeah?
Yeah.
Again, this is the realm of imagination. This is shit that does not exist.
This is if we were to be transported into the realm of the Fae, the jobs we would have in Fae realm.
Suddenly the world has magic.
Yeah.
You know? Like, that's this kind of stuff.
Yeah. And once again, not a capitalist hellscape.
Yes.
Very important fact.
Yes. All right, you go first.
Oh, okay.
Well, you have one extra, so...
There's so many good ones. I feel like... Oh, dude, I don't even know. You know what? I'm going to start with the one that's most related to the word I just said, which was the Fae. Okay. Perfect. And I think based on my skills as an individual, as a person, as a woman of fantasy, I think I'd be a great Fae consultant. So, like, if someone has to do dealings with the Fae, they come to me first and they ask, like, what can I not say? What can I say? What should I do? What should I bring? What should I wear? What are their customs? Because there's a lot of rules when it comes to the Fae. And I feel like I would be really good at keeping people from losing themselves, getting kidnapped, all the crazy shit that the Fae do.
You're the mediator.
Yeah.
You're the translator. You're the, what's the word not diplomat, in another country, there's the...
Ambassador?
Like the consulate. Ambassador. That's it.
Yeah. I am the Fae ambassador. I think that would be a really fun job.
That'd be
also
neat.
terrifying because, you know, that I would probably be the person between, like, a royal family and the Fae. And you know how they always be bickering. You know they'd be stealing babies. You know they'd be telling people things they shouldn't be. They'd be giving their names away to Faes who don't need to be having them. you know.
You'd be very likely to be murdered in
Yeah.
a don't shoot the messenger, but they definitely
Yeah.
will. Or cursed in some way.
Yeah.
Like,
No, definitely
maybe it's
cursed.
they wouldn't kill you, but they'd
Yeah.
curse you.
I
Something
actually
weird
would probably be
happen.
cursed with long life, but not like youth or something. Like they'd be really mean to me, and I'd be like, guys, I'm just trying to create peace and prosperity.
Yeah, help me to help you.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, how about I bounce off kind of similarly from yours? I say that, but it's really not very similar at all. It's a civil servant, I guess, is what it is, though.
Servant?
Bird lawyer.
But like the birds are sentient.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, this is
What kind of birds? Are we talking about the birds that are in like Zelda Breath of the Wild, where they're like full
I'm talking
people?
about real birds.
Or just
this
like
is
regular
real
birds?
world. This could go to one of two ways. So see, the reason I thought about this was because of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Charlie Kelly always says like he's well versed in bird law. There's a whole episode where he puts a pet bird like on trial because he thinks that they can talk to it and figure out what happened. So there could be that, just conversing with birds, putting them on trial to help solve crimes. But also, this almost happened in real life. There was a African gray parrot that apparently witnessed a murder-suicide in Michigan in 2017.
I remember
and
that.
was heard saying, like, don't shoot. And they thought it heard them saying that, so it started repeating it. But they were like, we can't put this bird on trial. Maybe you can put the bird on trial.
Putting birds on trial.
Or that I'm just the person who helps bird crimes, like within the bird community. Like, oh, you stole my seed. Or like cuckoos that are like, they put their eggs in my nest. These aren't my children. You know? Either way.
So the birds are sentient, but they're regular birds.
It could go either way. Literally both would be fine.
I'm just tracking what the fantasy world.
Okay, so there's two options, I guess, within this job option then. Either one where it's the real world, but I can talk to birds and I can help figure out crimes by speaking to the birds. Or the birds are all able to speak and everything, and I'm helping out their society by mediating cases.
Because, like, in my head, it's like the way that, like, crows and ravens interacted with the Vikings. Like, that's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
Like, the birds are very smart, but they don't speak.
Mm-hmm. But I can
So, like,
understand.
they're capable of understanding us, but they don't speak a human tongue back to us.
I'm
you know? So it's
wild thornberries up in here. I
Okay.
I can talk to them and understand them.
Am I applying too many magical rules to your realm right now?
I don't think I put enough magical rules on it.
I'm trying to world
I
build,
was just
Jessica.
like,
help
bird
me.
lawyer, done. Check. Moving on.
Kill me. Oh my god. You know what? I see you're a bird lawyer, and I raise you stable hand for dragons.
Yep. We talked about this one briefly. You were like, I'm
Yeah.
going to be basic, but here we go.
But that's the thing. Listen.
It needs to be done.
People know I'm a horse
Yeah.
girl. It's a thing. I know that. I'll admit it. I ain't got a problem with it. I got horse girl vibes. I love horses. You're not going to beat that out of me. Beating a dead horse. Got the joke.
You're a horse girl. I'm a bird girl.
But I was like, being a stable hand for a fantasy creature, like which one is like this, like the most intense one? Because like unicorns, whatever. Pegasus, still too horse-like for me. So I was really thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? Stable hands for dragons, but like I don't know if anyone else has read the book series Dragon Riders of Pern.
I've heard of it, but not read it.
But in that book series, they have not necessarily stables, they're just like separate caves. They have a cave system that their dragons live in, but they take care of them as if they ride them. They are their beasts that they ride and, traverse the land with. So they treat them very much like a horse.
How to Train Your Dragon up in here.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, I would absolutely fucking love to be someone's dragon stable hand to go in every day. Did you ever watch Dinotopia?
No.
Ugh, it's also in that category. A stable hand for dinosaurs. Like, I would love it. It would be so fun.
I see that. I see it. I can see that for you.
You know, there's a danger factor involved.
And there's a level of danger, yeah. Mm-hmm. Which is the exact opposite of what I wanted when I was a zookeeper. I wanted to work with all the things that were not going to potentially kill me. So more power to you.
I like having a slight bit of just like, oh, yeah, she got accepted to be a stable hand for dragons. They're like, who, that tiny woman? I'd be like, yeah, me.
That's a flex. That's
me
for sure.
Bertrardus are out here.
Bertrardus?
Yeah, the dragon.
Oh my god. I mean, I knew, but I was like, that's the name you chose?
Become besties.
Sounds like a nerd. The dragon's a nerd.
What was the other thing that immediately jumped in my brain was James, and that was way too human.
I don't know, because I love cats with human names, so just James the dragon, just hi.
Yeah, but I feel like dragons name themselves. I don't feel like we name the dragons, you know?
He might want to be James. Maybe he wants to be normal.
That, you know what? I didn't think of that, and I appreciate your adding that to the magic realm of my society.
Sad backstory. Yeah. The dragon. All right. Which I have two that I could potentially go for from here.
Go. Just pick one.
I'm going to say...
Pressure.
This one, because it's closer to Stable Hand, I think, is I would like to be a librarian for exceptional volumes. But, like, books that are like creatures. Like, alive books. Books that are animals.
Okay, so like that one that's in Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, like, what would books eat? Like, maybe different types of book eat different things. Like, I'd have to feed one, like, fantasy books, like... wood shavings
Jessica's tried every possible way to get her keeper job into a fantasy realm,
but to do something cool. Yes, are there some that are predatory and they eat other books? Some of them might eat blank paper or ink, like, and they've got to be kept in specific, like, different parts of the library. I think that would be cool. I'm a zookeeper for books.
Yeah, I see how the keeper role has bled into many aspects of your fantasy realm.
Yeah, no. There's only one that's like not.
That's okay. You know what?
Because also though, that's the coolest thing. For I think both of us sometimes about fantasy realms. It's like, what kind of animals you got? Hey, yo.
To be fair, that is always the first thing I'm looking for in any fantasy show. Mm-hmm. When I started watching The Witcher, I was like, where are all of the animals?
I'm ready.
When I started playing Horizon Zero Dawn, I was like, all right, what are the animals? Like, if you're gonna make a little bit of science a part of your magical realm, you better back it up, bitch.
I
better see some evolution out on those animals,
I want food webs, motherfucker.
Yeah, dude, okay, I'm gonna tangent. Hold on your butts, I'm gonna tangent. So one of my biggest pet peeves when I worked at Disney World is that in the Pandora realm, which is based off of Avatar, the Blue People movie, so lovingly referred to as, there is a sign in the ride queue line where it's like, here is the apex predator, and then it shows the food web underneath. But the food web is literally 2 straight lines. It is not a web. Okay. It's just 2 straight lines down. And I'm like, that's not how that works.
Not even a little bit.
And the way you have set it up is completely incorrect. And they had examples of, like, Earth apex predators to go along with it, and they did pick some. Mm-hmm. But the way they set it up, I was like, no, this is wrong. This is not how the science works. And it drives me freaking insane. Also, I did ask, in this realm of Avatar, all of the mammals have 6 legs, and I was like, why?
Why do they all? That's not...
Every mammal has 6 legs.
All of them convergent evolutions to have 6 legs? How does that help every single...
And someone told me James Cameron's answer to that was because it makes them go faster.
Oh, no. Buddy, it doesn't.
Buddy, how many legs does a cheetah have? The fastest land mammal on the planet. How many legs does it have? Buddy, 4. All right? God. It's the design. It is the design of the animal, not the number of legs. There are millipedes. Millipedes are not faster than horses.
Could you imagine if they were?
Drives me insane. I hate bad world building.
Horsepower becomes leg power. That's not how it works.
I'm so sorry. I had to derail that. It was very important to me.
That's okay.
But I would like
that's fine.
I would like to bring this back around because I see your keeper job and I raise you my other keeper job, which is an aquarist for sea monsters.
Love it.
Because I think that in a fantasy realm, we have Nessie, first of all. She needs taken care of.
That was going to be my question. Are we talking like humanoid, like Creature from the Black Lagoon and Abe from Hellboy 2, or are we talking, like
full blown like creatures of the the deep kind of things?
Okay.
So 100% Nessie would be one of them. Like take care of a whole family of Nessies. They just they're cute and they just need some love. Then you also have things like what the Kraken could be. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of different descriptions of the Kraken, just like whatever that is. Maybe some Maybe some baby Cthulhus who have not yet gone on to create a realm of darkness under their own being, you know, like
little babies.
Here's the thing. I'm about to set up the world for you.
Gimme.
I am the person who takes care of the sea monsters before they go into their proper realities.
Oh, before they go scaring.
Yeah, so like when they're still little babies. So like how Monsters Inc. is like outside of the human realm.
That's the first thing I thought of.
I'm on the outside taking care of the little kiddos, the little Cthulhus, before I release them into a realm that needs to be Cthulhu'd to death, you know? That's what I want to do. Or like, oops, a Nessie got out, I gotta go get her. Like, you know, like that's how it happens. She escapes, I gotta go get her.
I love it. Oh, God. This is just, okay, side tangent, kind of just for us, but we need to watch Cabin in the Woods. I'm fucking telling you.
Yeah, okay, we can.
But my next one is kind of similar. Also, we're following, like, a path that we didn't know we had.
I knew we would. I wasn't worried.
So my next one is to be a familiar trainer. So, like, kind of the same thing.
Ooh, that's such a good one.
Before they get to the witches, I have to train them with their basic things. Kind of like a service dog trainer. They need their basic skills. They need to know
how to be a familiar. They can't just be one.
Before they go. Yes. So, I mean, and I'm thinking, because I know there was one book I read, you know, and I think a couple of them have been put together this way, too, where, like, maybe there's different types. Like, this type of familiar in Discovery of Witches was a type of dragon, a wyvern, that's what it was. And whenever she went away, she went onto the woman's back like a tattoo, like with dragon wings. So it's like, how do they put themselves away? Do they disappear in a puff of smoke? Do they have to bubble? Do they become a tattoo? What do they eat? Do they have a special skill? Like, does this one act as a lie detector? Like, does this one burp up magical items? Like, what do they do? Yeah.
You know what that just made me think of? I'm adding to the list on top of this.
Yeah.
I have seer / matchmaker on mine, but can you imagine being the person who you do that part of the job
and then you match
and then I come up and I'm like, all right, here's my people looking for familiars. Who do you got? Like we like partner up,
do it together.
Matching them.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
See?
Oh my god, we're so
much
smart. I need people who write fantasy novels to listen to this. I need y'all to get some fucking ideas.
And I also wrote, you know, like fetching is still applicable. Obviously, go fetch this item. But also, are they going to sit on your shoulder? Do you ride them? So are you going to need to train them to be like ridden?
Yeah, like is it a massive wolf?
Yeah, are we straight up talking, you know, like witches riding broomsticks? I need to train them to perch, sit, wrap around if it's a snake on the broomstick while they go somewhere. Like, do they need to hang on?
No, I think that's a perfectly acceptable job in a fantasy realm.
That'd be great.
Someone's got to train the familiars.
And that bitch is me. Positive reinforcement. I give you a soul, you do a trick.
I like it. I like this plan a lot. Oh my god.
It's a good one. I was really proud when I thought of that one.
Dude, that's sick.
What's your next?
Man, my last one's lame compared to the ones we've already mentioned.
My last one's not animal, but...
Mine is. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
It's such a letdown compared to what we've just talked about. My last one that I wrote down, but this is full horse girl energy, okay?
Oh my god.
100%. This is if it's a fantasy world, but there aren't fantasy animals. That's what this is.
Okay.
And it is the Royal Mane Braider. So any of the royal family horses that have to go out and be in parades, or they're, you know, like they're doing a walk about the city or whatever the fuck they want to do as a royal person, my job is to make that horse look impeccable before it goes out.
This is probably a real job.
Yeah, for sure. Somebody does that.
Yeah.
but like specifically in a fantasy
hairdresser for horses.
Yeah.
Horse dresser.
or whatever animal ends up being the mount. It could be like a hippogriff or a griffin, or I don't know, pick something weird that someone might sit on. A dragon with hair. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I would not be braiding that. I would let them just vibe. Well, no, that's not too far off, because Asian dragons have a lot more texture than European
Well, you know what
dragons.
I thought of when you said dragon with hair, which is not, I don't think in the game they have hair, but you're going to know, I thought of SWOTR. I thought of Star Wars The Old Republic and the little four-legged dudes with the feathers and the lizard face.
The varactals.
Starts with a V. Varactal.
Yeah,
Yes,
like
varactals are what I thought of.
Well, they look very much like an Asian dragon. That's what I think of when I think of varactals.
Just
they look like Asian
short.
dragons. Yeah. And they make the best sound in the entire franchise.
Mm-hmm. They do.
I will not try to reproduce it now.
Don't. I can't either. All right. Yeah. So I have one more also, and I mean it's not animal by any means, but earlier you mentioned the flavor developer.
Yes.
Person. So mine is similar to that. It is flavor developer / like taste tester of clouds.
Yes, because you told me this before, and I was like, "Are you channeling Stardust?"
And I wasn't.
Which is funny.
I was not.
I feel like it's similar.
It is similar, but no, it's because I was watching the Great British Bake Off and they made meringue and it looked like a cloud and I wanted to eat it and then I thought about eating clouds. So that's why.
And here's the world building for you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So eating the clouds can help determine what kind of cloud it's going to grow into. So your job is determine the cloud and whether or not it should go out, right?
That's not what I meant. We're just eating clouds for the hell of it.
Girl, that is not sustainable.
It is sustainable.
How is
it
that
is
sustainable?
a delicacy. Oh. There are different cloud flavors.
Who gets to eat the clouds?
The bourgeoisie.
Oh, so it's not sustainable if the bourgeoisie is eating it.
No, it's because it's very sustainably harvested. There's not much because we don't take that much. So it's a very niche resource.
It's like what caviar was before it became a boring thing. Yeah.
This is not going to be like farm raised, chemically enhanced. No, this is just taking a little bit taking a little bit whenever you can so that there's still plenty to go around. But like, yeah, there'd be different flavors. Like if it's a lightning cloud, it's like pop rocks, like it's tingly or something. If it's a snow cloud, it's like a snow cone. If it's a puffy cumulus cloud, it's like a meringue.
What would you wear?
What do you mean? What would I wear?
What's the outfit?
Did I say I was harvesting the clouds? No.
No, you were the taste tester.
I'm the taste tester, also / like putting the flavors together.
Okay, but
if I create new ones.
But like, what's the fit?
It's a Stardust fit, obviously.
Oh, okay, 10-4, you got it. All right.
That already exists. I don't have to make up that part.
Yeah, you're right. It's in the realm of that.
Yeah, the little skinny stratus ones are the cotton candy. That's not surprising. And then like rain clouds are like a gusher.
I would like to clarify that putting things in the realm of Stardust is the easiest way to make me believe in something fantasy, because the rule of magic in that realm is literally just like...
Yeah.
It's give and take, isn't it? Like you give something and you get something in return. And I'm like, boom, easy, most basic, easy magic rules to follow because you can do anything with that.
I also, again, like, yes, it's technically in our world, but it's not. It's over the wall. It's there. It's just not, it's connected, but not. I like that.
There are various themes to fantasy, and we know how they're categorized.
It's true. But yes.
Listen.
So I'm not collecting this stuff. All right. I am in the lab putting things together. I am making it so, but you know.
Did I ever make you watch the sci-fi Alice in Wonderland movie?
We asked this. No, because I thought you were talking about the mini-series one with Zooey Deschanel, and you were talking about a different one.
Yeah, because there is a mini-series with Zooey Deschanel, but she's playing in The Wizard of Oz. She's doing Dorothy. She's not playing Alice. So the Alice one has a bit where they're harvesting emotions to sell to the people of Wonderland because it's a secondary reality. And they steal humans from our reality to harvest these emotions and like drain them of their emotions and then give them to the people of Wonderland to make them feel things. So like they're like, we sell ecstasy, we sell happiness, we sell joy, we sell like all these things. And it was just interesting to see as that was like the magic of that realm was like harvesting human emotions. And I was like, that's psycho. And I love
it. When you get a new concept like that, it's really cool.
Yeah. I like magic systems.
Yeah. I'm glad we went there with ourselves. I'm glad we went into fantasy jobs. You know?
I agree.
Fucking whimsy, my dude. Very important.
I think what's really important is that we would never do the job of helping identify ghosts. We would never do that job.
What do you mean?
If ghosts were real in a fantasy setting, our job would never be the person who goes.
Because you're talking about we just played Faz,
like The Witcher. where he goes off and is like, "Oh yeah, I'll help you with your monster problem," and it's a ghost. No, I will not be helping you. Figure it out yourself.
If it was in that type of universe, we would both be the person that's like Topher in Dollhouse. We'd be behind the scenes or something. Bring us the info. I will Google search or whatever Google is in the fantasy world. I will look through the books. I will determine that way what our monster is.
I will Ella Enchanted ask my dictionary boyfriend to tell me the answers I'm looking for.
But I'm not going to be the one in the field potentially getting possessed or thrown around.
No.
All the things Shane asks for him to have the ghosts do to them in Unsolved and Ghost Files.
My job in The Witcher would be the royal main braider. That's the job I want in the Witcher realm because it is the least dangerous job I have seen thus far.
Yeah. I mean, most of the critters in that one are ones that are going to kill you. So I don't want to study those.
Yeah. No.
This is true. That's not what we want
Negative,
at
do
all.
Not want.
All right. Now what do we do?
Listen. My problem is that these jobs seem so exciting, and then I have to remember the job I actually have, and I'm like, you know what? It's not that bad. It's not too far off. If I sit there as I'm doing my job and just imagine it as a different job, maybe it'll be more fun, you know?
Yep. Alice is, again, we mentioned at the beginning, we are both currently unemployed, but Alice is about to start a new job next week. So,
yes.
We'll soon not be long unemployed.
I will be back into animal care, but in a different way. Which is fun for me.
Which is still,
there's less,
considering like what a lot of normal jobs are. And I think that's kind of how we went coming up with this list, especially the fantasy ones, all involving creatures for us too, is we're already on the fantasy side of normal jobs, being that we did animal care.
That's true.
We already did the thing that a lot of people are like, oh, I could never do that. That's so cool.
Yeah. I feel like the number of times I heard people be like, oh my God, that person's a zookeeper. I've always wanted to do that. And then you look at them and you're like, you are the most, I work as an accountant at a big firm for law I've ever seen in my life. Okay. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, do what you gotta do.
Like, kudos for you. You're very smart, obviously, but this job is grueling.
Well, that's the thing. Almost talking like the clouds. I don't want to go harvest it. I'm gonna sit in the cool, like, are they kept in a freezer? Maybe.
I have upgraded to the air conditioning only job, and I'm very excited about it.
Well,
I also found out that my uniform is very relaxed. It's like t-shirt and shorts.
Hell yeah. That's the dream.
My last one was collared shirts, which I hate.
Mine too. I think most of the jobs I wrote down, they're either wear whatever you want, or they're not like, they are not uniformed jobs. I don't think any of them are uniform jobs. Fuck uniform jobs.
Yeah.
I wear what I want to wear.
Let me have pink hair, you cowards.
Let me show off my tattoos, bitches.
Yeah, it's not going to affect my work ethic if I have pink hair. It's just going to make me more annoying.
Did we devolve into, once again, yelling at the capitalist society that we are all forced to live under?
Yeah. Yes. I feel like it's fair. I feel like that's fair. Everything's fair game on this podcast.
This is true. Anything and everything. Because we will tangent there. You bet your bottom
Anything
dollar.
That tomorrow there will be sun.
But I said it almost like Zap Brannigan. I made myself laugh from Futurama. Bet your bottom dollar. There's tomorrow.
Oh, Lord.
We're hitting the end of our rope,
Please
people.
Send help.
I think somewhere between, we're planning on this, but somewhere between 30 minutes to an hour long episodes are probably what we're going to be hitting. If you got this far with us, we appreciate you.
Thank you. I'm so sorry that we're like this.
I hope you have fun. Is there going to be any way for people to comment on things? I don't know how this works.
I believe so. Yeah. We're also going to have it linked into a Discord at some point. And you can find Jess and I on our own individual Twitch channels. Jessica is It's Jessica Woot, and I am The Curious Alice. I'm also The Curious Alice on Twitter, if you look for me over there. Jessica, I think you're the same, right?
And I'm It's Jessica Woot.
Yeah.
On Twitter. Yes. Again, so this is the first episode. We're planning on, continuing this, getting into socials with this as well. But bear with us. There will be chance for discussion and there will be content.
Yeah, we're seeing what we want to do. We both know that we're capable of such fun and engaging conversations, and we've had so many good ones while playing like Star Wars The Old Republic or playing silly little games. And I was like, we need to start recording these because we're having conversations that I know there are people out there want to hear. And so we're giving it to the world.
And if not, we get to scream into the void together. So you know what? It's cathartic.
It is. It's
us.
so nice. Unbelievably
Let's
nice.
ramble into nothingness for an hour.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Signing off.
Signing off.
Jessica and Alice.
Jessica and Alice.
Alice and Jessica.
Out.
See you next time, laddies. Good night.
Bye.